forward to because I got a bunch of people at the hairdressers and stuff. But anyways, welcome to our call. Lauren and I are tag teaming. Again, we didn't really get that opportunity. I mean, like, it was awesome. The last call we did was great. Keyshawn is amazing. So if you didn't watch that call, make sure that you go back and either look at my team page or Lauren's team page and watch that recording of Keyshawn, because she just brings the fire always. And I love that she's so passionate. You know, guys, like, just to digress a little bit, like, once you get to Diamond and 1-star and 2-star and above, and you get those corporate mentors, like, you really get a glimpse into Beachbody. And so, like, one thing that I would definitely encourage you guys to do, and I look at you guys and I see you guys, and you can do it, is hitting 1-star. This year, you actually qualify for an invite to the new leadership retreat next February in LA. I went to that last year. It was amazing, but it's a very small event. And you actually get to, like, hang out with the people, like corporate, you get to visit Beachbody, you get to do all this stuff, and they just they pour into you for a couple of days. And the people at the corporate level of Beachbody are real. It is, yes, it's a company, they make money, but their heart and their passion for what they do is so genuine. And I always tell people, I don't think that, I mean, I don't know Carl Deichler, like, personally, but, you know, I don't think it's a Christian founded company, although I know a lot of people up there are, but they really and truly operate based on principles that I hold dear to my heart. So it's just even another thing that makes me love what I do as a coach and love this company and love this opportunity. So shoot for 1-star this year, so you can go to LA and attend that event, so you get to look at it yourself. All right, guys, so I'm going to share my screen. And I did have a couple of announcements that I wanted to share, and this pretty much applies to everybody, no matter whose team you're on. And then, let me see if I can get this to work. And then Lauren and I will get into we're going to talk about inviting today, which, let me say, I am looking at a lot of you guys on my team personally that pushed yesterday, like up until like midnight last night to hit Success Club, and Heidi just hopped on. But, you know, I said I was looking for the points to update, and they haven't updated yet, and it's stressing me out a little bit, but I'm just going to have to, like, give that to God, because, like, I am so proud of you guys who pushed this month. And even if you just fell short, even if you didn't hit that goal, like, my challenge for you, and it really falls in line with this call that Lauren and I are going to do, is that you don't stop. You do not stop. You know, I know it's a holiday weekend. Yes, we're going to spend time with our families. Yes, I'm going to focus on that too, but I'm still going to work my business this week. And my goal, honestly and truly, is to hit Success Club today. I already had one girl who signed up this morning. And so, like, I see so often that coaches will push, and then they either give up at the last minute or they hit their goal and then they take like a week off. But the secret to success in this business is not losing that momentum. That doesn't mean you work your fingers to the bone this weekend, but that means that, you know, in our team, we still have that flash sale open today. That means that you tell people, you follow up with everybody in that group who didn't commit, and you say, hey, today is the last day. We extended it. I would love for you to save that $20 on your challenge pack and be one of the first people to join my September boot camp. It's going to be fun. We start on the 17th. Let's do this together, and I'll send you an Amazon gift card. You know, and so, like, go and follow up with all those people. Shout out people in that group when they order something, and don't stop pushing just because today's September 1st and you're like, I've got 30 days. No, I don't want anybody to have to push till midnight on the last day of the month ever again. Like, I want you guys to just keep that momentum rolling, that ball rolling, and really and truly hit your goals early this month, so you can focus on learning and growing and getting better at other things instead of stressing out about finding those 3 people and get them to sign up. Okay. So just for September, a couple of announcements I wanted to make are that the Lift 4 challenge packs are still on sale. They extended that through the end of September. So, you know, guys, honestly, like, if you're doing Lift 4, people will probably want to do it because you're doing it. So just sign people up with the Lift 4 challenge pack. It's $10 more. They don't get the containers, which is a little bit frustrating, but you can put those in their cart when you build their share cart, or you can I actually ordered some to send out because I felt really bad because I didn't realize that for a while that they didn't get the containers. So I feel like those are kind of a must, a necessary thing to teach people how to eat because they helped me. But I'm signing people up with the Lift 4 challenge packs mostly. But then in October, it releases into our VOD, so that won't apply anymore. I really think this is cool, especially given that, Jade has been pregnant. She just had a baby, and I know there are a lot of people that are pregnant kind of within our teams, but there's now total body pregnancy through our Beachbody On Demand, guys. So don't hesitate to talk to women who are interested in your challenge groups that are pregnant. I feel like so many people just kind of say, oh, we'll wait until they have the baby, but there are so many resources available to people who are pregnant. And I don't think Jade's on here yet, but she has this whole following now from just being pregnant and just having Owen. And so that is a resource, even if people aren't committed to Shakeology, they just want to do the Beachbody On Demand. This is a resource to help people be healthy throughout their pregnancy. So definitely utilize that and talk about that. For our team, we have a Diamond Retreat. It's November the 1st through the 4th, and that is actually filling up. I only have 1 or 2 more spots available. We're going to be in Nashville. We're going to attend a business boutique event by Christy Wright with Dave Ramsey, and Andy F. Downs is going to be there. And we have a house. So if you're pushing for Diamond, if that's on your goal board, you're an Emerald coach and you hit Success Club last month, you might get you will get an invite from me this month if you haven't already. All right. And then for our team, we have 2 separate training groups next month. One is a September Teen Challenge. I posted about this in our team yesterday. Please, please, please go read that. The first one is for newer coaches or people who did not hit Success Club last month. We are pairing you guys, putting you into pods, giving you daily challenges. It was a really good group in August, and so I want everybody who's committed to building a business in one of these groups. The push group is for you guys who did hit Success Club in August and are ready to kind of level it up a little bit. We're going to teach you the basic behaviors of a diamond coach. So, ultimately that is what we're pushing for as we grow a business. And so we're going to do that again, and it's going to be really good. I'm doing it with my success partners and stuff too. So there's that. And then I've had a lot of questions about Success Club prizes. So if you're a newer coach, Beachbody used to, every time you hit Success Club, they would send you some prize every single month. So it was a book, it was a tank, it was like a bobblehead, it's been like a personal development seminar, all these different things. But they changed it recently at Summit. They announced this, that they're incentivizing coaches, and I love this. I think this is the way it should be. They're incentivizing coaches for hitting Success Club consecutively, months in a row. So if you hit Success Club in month 1, your first month, you qualify, you get that cute little hat right there. And then in order to get the next Success Club, you have to hit it in month 2 and then again in month 3 consecutively, all right? Then you get that tank or t-shirt. And then if you hit it 6 months in a row, you get this really cool Beachbody duffel. And so I love getting this stuff. That's not why I hit Success Club. Some people, this is why they hit Success Club. They like to get swag and stuff. And that's totally cool. But I think that this wear and share stuff is really important. Today, this is a holiday weekend. If you guys got your hat in the mail, wear it. Wear it with pride. Talk about the fact that you get paid, you get rewarded to help people get started and hit their health goals. I love the swag that we get. And so that's how the Success Club prizes work now. So I really want to encourage you guys, don't just do it for the swag. It's fun, but Success Club is the foundation of our business. So I will encourage you to hit it early, hit it often, and to never miss it. I've been a coach for, that was my 48th month last month in August, and I've never missed a month of Success Club. Okay. So it can be done. And I'm just a girl from Mississippi who didn't know anything about Instagram or social media. So if I can do it, I know that you guys can do it. All right. All right. So do you guys have any questions about that before we move into like the actual art of the invite, do you have questions about Success Club or anything that we talked about? No? Okay. All right. So Lauren, are you cool with me just going through those first slides and then I'll let you do yours? Okay. I love what you added, by the way, like lights on fire. Okay. All right. So we want to talk to you guys about inviting, because Lauren came to me and we were talking about like, how could we help you guys? How could we help our team? Just kind of get past some roadblocks, some obstacles that you have in your own businesses, because we can, I mean, obviously I know Lauren has done this and I know I do this. Like, we provide you with a great new coach training. We teach you how to launch your business. We teach you about posting and inviting and things like that. But what we're finding is that a lot of coaches may be posting, a lot of coaches may be talking to people that they know, but you're not really getting outside of your comfort zone and forming relationships and inviting people that maybe you didn't know when you started as a new coach, or you're kind of afraid. You've got all these fears and these doubts holding you back and keeping you from actually inviting. So you will at some point go through your warm market. Your warm market are people that you know the day that you sign up, people that you're already connected with, maybe people in your community or that you went to college with. You know, those are all the people that you should invite like right away to help you hit your goals, okay? Because if you hit Success Club your first 3 months in a row as a new coach, then you earn your ticket to Summit. And honestly, you can do that with your family. I mean, there are probably 10 people that you hang out with at Thanksgiving every year. You know, like, you can invite people that you know from your warm market and hit that goal pretty easily, I feel like. Yes, there's going to be objections. Yes, there's going to be people say they don't want to spend the money, but that is just an opportunity for you to educate them through your posts, through your conversations. And we talk about all that. But at some point, you have got to get really comfortable inviting people that you don't know. And I am not an advocate. I've been taught different ways at different points in my business. People have taught me how to cold invite. People have taught me how to warm invite, how to build up the relationship. People have taught me how to invite through posts and polls and things like that. But at the end of the day, we have to be asking people to join our challenge groups, all right? If we don't, then they're either going to join somebody else because somebody else is going to ask them, or they're just never going to get started. And our job, our responsibility is to help people. And in order to do that, we have to invite them to do this with us. That is our responsibility. And if you haven't watched that presentation by Michelle Myers at Summit, where she talks about responsibility, like, I encourage you to do so, because I view this coaching business just like a responsibility that God has given me to take care of my family, or to be a wife or a mom or whatever it is. But this is my responsibility to help people. And so with that, about a year ago, which is sad because this is my 4th year, not until I was like 3 years into this that I really create a mission statement. But this helps me when I'm inviting, and I'm challenging you. Do you have a mission statement for your business? I don't care if this is your month 1. I don't care if this is your month 38. Do you have a mission statement for your business? Do you know why you are a Beachbody coach? Do you know why you get up and work out every day? Do you know why you post on social media and try to influence other people? Because if you don't, it's going to make it really difficult to actually start those conversations with people. You know, your why, you've heard this probably over and over and over, just like your why in fitness motivates you to get up every day and to follow that meal plan and to drink that shake and to push play. Your why in your business is going to motivate you to get up and do your power hour, to invite 3 people every day, to add 10 people to your network every day. And so you have to have a mission statement. And honestly and truly, I keep mine like right up here in my office, so I see it every single day. And if I ever doubt my purpose, or if I ever let fear fill my heart, I go back to this. And my mission statement is to build a business that is centered on Christ, to empower and encourage women to love their bodies because Christ loved them first, to share his message of love and hope through fitness that enables women to see their full potential, and to create financial freedom for my family and flexibility in our schedule so that we can spend more time together. All right. So, why is this important? Obviously, it motivates me, yes. But, guys, I use this verbiage, I pull sentences and statements from it whenever I'm inviting other women to do what I'm doing. Okay. So if Lauren was a complete stranger and I've spent some time building up the relationship, I might send her a message and say, hey, I am working on my September challenge group, and you've probably noticed that I'm into health and fitness, but I love to empower and encourage other women to love their bodies too. I think it's so important, and I think that it's something that we just forget as busy moms and wives and whatever, but I really wanted to reach out to you and see if you'd be interested in joining my upcoming Faith and Fitness Boot Camp. Do you have any health and fitness goals? So I just pulled from that whenever I invited somebody to a challenge group, and it was genuine and it was real and it's part of my mission. Same thing when I'm inviting to the business. I have a goal to create financial freedom for my family and for other families so that mamas can be more present with their kids, so that mamas don't have to worry about where's the money going to come for that next bill. And coaching has helped us achieve a certain level of financial freedom. Would you be interested in learning what I do as a health and fitness coach? So I just pull from my mission statement because that is who I am and that is why I'm doing this. And if I stay true to that, then I never, ever, ever have to be ashamed or embarrassed or fearful about inviting someone to this opportunity. All right. So have a mission statement. That's number one. Number two, I will never, ever, ever, unless it's just your jam, like I will never tell you to cold invite someone to your challenge group. I remember when I was a newer coach and my coach had this challenge, and I don't blame her for doing this. She was going for a goal in her own business, and she needed us all to hit Success Club and recruit. And it was just something that she tried. And it was something that I tried too in my business. But I remember when my coach gave me the sheet and said, go for 100 no's. And she was just like, use this script, invite everybody, use the same script, just invite everybody to join your challenge group. And I actually at one point encouraged my team to do this too, and it just felt wrong. And like we all actually talked about it and prayed about it, and we went back to those people that we had cold invited, and we were like, hey, I'm sorry. Like I really kind of just came hard and fast at you, and I was really pushing for something in my business, and I didn't do it the right way. Please forgive me. Like I don't like cold invites. They just don't feel good to me. So I always personally, and I teach my team to build relationships. And the ways that you build relationships before you ever even talk to someone is through your posts, through your stories, how you engage your followers and give them an opportunity to respond to who you are, to what you're doing, and just to your day-to-day life. Because guys, here's the thing. People come to social media to be social. You don't have to be afraid to say, hey, what do you think about this? Or my kids just ate this, and like, I don't even know where they got it. Like, how do you deal with this? Or which outfit should I wear to this party or on a date with my husband? Like, engage your followers, engage them through stories about your life, because people want to connect with you. If they're following you, if they're watching your stories, if they're on social media and they're seeing your posts, they want to connect with you. That's why they come there. So the more we give them an opportunity to interact with us, even before we start a conversation privately with them, then the more that they connect to you and feel like they know you a little bit. And I think that's a really cool thing about social media. It gives us an opportunity to brand ourselves, to be ourselves, to tell our story, so that whenever we do start to connect with a woman, we know that she knows a little bit about who we are. So your content is very, very important. And we could do a whole nother call on branding and consistency, but I know that you've got that access to that training, and we can do another call on branding for sure. But you've got to be telling your story every single day. And I don't just mean like I got up and I worked out and I sweated really hard and I feel really strong. Yeah, that's important. But why did you get up? Like, what motivates you? Did you do it while your kids slept? Did you set your alarm extra early? Are you not a morning person, but you're pushing through? You know, like, did your husband work out with you? Have your children started to notice what you're doing? You know, tell your story. People will trust your story, and add value where you see a need. If you have struggled with clean eating, if it's been hard to get your kids to eat what you eat, if you work full time and it's hard to fit your workout in or to make it happen around your schedule, show people how you do it. The more value that you add through your social media, the more people are going to trust you. And now, listen to this very clearly. Don't give it all away. Don't give away everything that you're doing in your challenge groups and what you're providing to your challengers, because you want to under promise and over deliver in your challenge groups, right? But throughout the day, if you're posting 1 to 2 times a day and posting at least 10 stories, you can pop some value in there really easily and encourage other people. This weekend, for example, I'm going to share a recipe later and talk about when I'm taking to some Labor Day get-togethers, and I'll just share a recipe. Now, I've been doing that all week in my challenge groups and providing that value to them, but I want to give a little bit away on social media so people will trust me and say, oh, Rachel's living what she's inviting us to do with her. And she gave me a recipe, so I'm going to come back and see what she does next week, right? And so every single day through social media and your content, it's an opportunity to show them that what you are doing works, and this is how you make it work. So for me, I don't go to a job every single day, you know, anymore. Thank God. But, you know, like, so my story is a little bit different than it was when I first started 4 years ago. Then I had to talk about how, you know, I did have to start to create this habit of getting up early and pushing play. And back then my kids were small and they would wake up and I would have to push pause. And some days I didn't finish my workout, but that's okay. I finished it later, or I just gave myself grace and tried again the next day. You know, that was my story, but it's evolved as I have changed too. And so I'm just constantly telling that story and asking people if they want to join me. All right. And I just popped a couple of questions in here of ways that I have given people an opportunity to interact with me, because these are ones that have worked really well for me recently. Like, one day I just posted, people ask me all the time because of my stories. I'm always showing pictures of my quiet time, sharing pictures of my Bible, because I have that super cool, like, She Reads Truth Bible, and it's really pretty, and people always ask me about that. So I put that in my stories all the time, because that's that's giving women an opportunity to connect with me, all right? And when they connect with me, we start building a relationship. When we start building a relationship, they start to follow me more. They see what I'm doing, so that when I pop the, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? They're not like, what in the world is she talking about, right? So this is one that I did. They got a lot of response. I just asked people what version of the Bible that they read. This one was, I asked people, I was talking about my legs because it was leg day. So it was an opportunity for me to talk about my workout. It was leg day. And I think I posted a video in the next slide on Instagram. But I was talking about how I've always kind of like not really loved my legs, but that I value them and I can find some really good qualities about them. And I asked other people to share something that they didn't love, and I challenged them to tell me what it was, what body part they didn't love, but then I challenged them to find something about it that was beautiful, that had value. And so that was me sharing my struggle, sharing about my workout, telling my story, and asking other women to connect with me over their own struggles, okay? And so that establishes a really good level of trust and relationship building right there, even before I ever start a conversation with people one-on-one, all right? This one got a huge amount of response. It was, I can't even remember exactly what I said, but people loved I knew people would love my pajama pants, and I knew they would love the mug, all right? So it was a post about my devotion and about my priorities, and so I shared that and asked people to comment below or something. I can't remember exactly now because I can't see the full post. But it was just my life. It was not me working out. It was not a beach body picture. It was not a coach picture. It was just a picture of me in my bed doing my quiet time like I always do, drinking my coffee. And it just gave people an opportunity to engage with me that way. So share your story. Your content must be strong and it must be unique to you. This other one, when it does come to the health and fitness, when it does come to the inviting people to join your groups, you got to tell facts. And here's the thing, guys. If you are doing these workouts, if you're starting a workout program, you're following the nutrition plan, you're doing the workouts, you're following the workout calendar, you're drinking your Shakeology, you have a health and fitness story to tell, all right? If you're not, then you need to start tomorrow, today, Monday, I don't know, whatever day, but you need to start. We have to be doing these workouts. We have to be following the plans. We have to be doing the nutrition, incorporating Shakeology. Otherwise, we have no integrity when it comes to inviting people to do it with us. So since I am doing these workouts, I am simply, instead of saying, hey, making a challenge group post about, hey, I'm running a challenge group and I'm looking for women who want to work out and eat clean and drink Shakeology. Do you want to do it with me? Yes, I do want to do that. But instead, I can tell facts about my own story. In this one, I talked about how I was super, super duper sore, that I was getting results. I said, I'm seeing numbers on the scale I haven't seen in a while. My clothes fit better. The women in my challenge groups are losing 10, 20, 30 pounds. And I said, I'm plugged in about I'm waking up with no Monday blues because I don't have to go to work. And I just talked about the fact that I love what I get to do, that I get to help these women in health and fitness. And so I'm getting results from these workout programs. These ladies in my challenge groups are getting results, and those are just facts. Those are hard numbers. And it just shows that this works. And so I'm constantly telling facts, and nobody can argue with the truth. And your story is the only one that you can share. So you've got to have a story to tell when it comes to inviting people to these challenge groups. And you got to be telling it over and over and over and over. All right. And so when it comes to, so that's content. Now I want to kind of shift into, so how do you actually start conversations with women to invite them into the challenge groups? If I'm not cold inviting, what am I doing? So every single day I do these 5 things, all right? Every single day, this is how I build relationships. This is how I lead to the invite, and I should have put follow-up on there, but that's just kind of a given. So every single day, I grow my social media following. I follow people on Instagram, and I wait for them to follow me back. Or I add friends on Facebook, all right? And so when I do that, I start to track. Now, if they don't ever friend request me back, or if they don't accept my friend request, or they don't follow me back, I don't track them, but most people do. So whenever they do that, I write their name down in my daily tracker, and I know that in a week or two, I'm going to start to like and to comment on their posts. I'm going to go through and I'm going to genuinely like the posts that I think are cool. I'm going to comment on the posts that I connect with. And so another week or two after that, unless they contact me first, I'm going to make that first initial one-on-one connection. I'm going to connect with them over pictures of their kids. I'm going to connect with them over a motivational or scriptural post that they shared. I'm going to connect with them if they've been liking my posts. That's a clear opportunity for me to say, hey, thanks so much for following me. Thanks so much for the love on my posts. If you're putting good content out there, you're going to have people who will interact with your posts, and that's an open door for you to connect with them. And then after I've built that relationship, and honestly, guys, this could take it could take 2 weeks, it could take a month, it could take 6 weeks, I don't know. But eventually I'm going to invite them to my challenge group. So this month in September, I've been friend requesting, I've been building relationships through likes and comments, through private messages that aren't related to health and fitness. And so this month I am going to say, hey, to all these people that I've been building that relationship with, say, hey, I just sat down to plan for my September Back to You boot camp, and your name just came to mind because we've been talking about this, and that. And my mission is to help women. Again, I'm going back to my mission. My mission is to help women to value their bodies, to get healthy, to get fit, even amidst the crazy. And you just came to mind because you're busy. You've got kids. Your life seems a little bit crazy like mine is. And I know you can do this. Do you have any health and fitness goals? Would you like to talk about joining that boot camp with me? And boom, that's my invite. And it's not icky. It's not salesy. She already knows I drink Shakeology because I'm posting about it. She already knows I work out at home every day because I'm posting about it. She already knows that I meal plan and prep every week and share it with my challengers because I'm posting about it. And so she knows that if she joins my boot camp, she's going to get all that, right? And so it is definitely this just full circle. Put the content out there, tell the facts, show what's true, show what's happening in my body and in my challenge groups, and invite people to do it with me after I've built that relationship. So that is exactly how I hit Success Club every single month. So every month I start the month, and I can show you right here. I start the month. These are just people that I'm following up with today. These are people that I'm 99% sure will buy a challenge pack today because I've been doing exactly this with them. And so every month I have a list of people that I start the month with, and I know I can talk to them, invite them to a challenge group, and most of them will probably join. All right. So that's my process. And again, I think I know I've shared this a lot with my team. But this is one of the easiest and fastest and most genuine ways to connect with people who are already following you. And again, you have to be growing your market. You have to be putting content out there consistently in order to be able to do this. But if you are, then you've got the same people who are watching your stories. You've got the same people who are liking your posts. And again, that is an open door to start a conversation with those people. And so this is a message that I have saved in my note section of my phone, and I literally copy it and paste it. Sometimes if I need to, I'll tweak it based on who it is. But it just says, hey, thank you so much for watching my stories. Sometimes it can be hard putting myself out there, but I know I have amazing people, girls like you out there. That helps me so much. I always love to know what people want to see more of. Do you follow me for faith, for fitness? Are you interested in the business, or just my little fam? All right. And that almost always gets a response from people. All right. And it's a super, super simple message to send to people who are already interacting with you somehow. My last tip is to just be real. Like, be yourself. When you're messaging people, you can use the video or voice message on Facebook. If you're private messaging people, I love to use that little microphone and send a voice message. If you're video messaging people on Instagram's Messenger, all you have to do is click that little thing and you can record a 15-second, I think it's 15 seconds. It may not be that long. A little video message and just say, hey, thanks so much for following me. Like, I love that I'm inspiring you somehow. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Or if I'm inviting people to a challenge group, I just click that little record and I'm like, hey, I am hosting a new challenge group. And I'm looking for, 10 women who want to get healthy and fit in this crazy busy season that's coming up. And I just keep thinking about you. Do you have any health and fitness goals? And people, when they see you or they hear your voice, they are like so much more likely to connect with you and get how genuine and how excited you are about helping people through this opportunity. So be real. If you're goofy, be goofy and record that little video and put little emojis all over it. You can do that in your Instagram Messenger, just like you do in your Instagram stories. So have fun with it. Get excited. Show people your passion. And if they say no, there is no way they can say you weren't passionate about it, right? And if people tell me no, you know what I do? I send them a voice message back or a video message, and I'm like, that's totally cool. I'll try to handle their objections, obviously, first. But at the end of the day, if they say no, I don't mark them off my list. I offer them something. I offer like a copy of one of my meal plans or a recipe or something like that, so they know that my mission was truly to help them, not just to make a sale, not just to get Success Club, but to actually get them started doing something good for their bodies. And if I do that, then more than likely they're going to come back around and join another challenge group because I was excited, I was real, and I shared value, even if they said no. All right. All right. Now I'm turning it over to Lauren. Unmute her and mute myself.
Okay.
Let me mute.
All right. Hey guys, I am Lauren Brzezinski. I am a total fangirl of Rachel, so that's why I'm popping into your team calls a lot, because I just love it. But anyways, she's been a huge inspiration for me in just connecting my absolute love and dependency on Christ to what we do as fitness coaches. And I think that's so important. If you are in either of our teams and you do love Jesus, don't keep him separate from this. Like, he is all over this. So find a way to make those come together because it's way more fun when you do that. But anyways, that was a side note. I think also, I totally agree with her, come up with a mission statement. And that has been the hardest thing for me. Literally, this is so funny that you just said that you did that like last year at this time. I did it last night and had no idea you were going to be talking about this. So like I've had like mission statements where it's like, I want to help people get healthy. Like, of course, like that's obviously a good motive, but like it wasn't a conviction. So I would take it a step further and say like, yes, it's a mission statement, but this is a conviction. Like it gets you to do what you don't want to do for the day. Like I did not enjoy that full body HIIT workout yesterday, but I had a conviction that if I would get to the other side of that workout, I would be better for it. And so that was my conviction. And so same thing with invites. I don't necessarily love them every single day. Some days I do, but I don't love them every day. I have to develop a conviction to get to the other side of that. And so create a mission statement. It changes everything. And I kind of had this like floating around in my head for a few weeks, but I finally put it on paper last night. And since I've had it, it's helped a lot. So this is my way that I use content to make connections with people, is I give juicy details about my life, because we all know that our lives are psycho. Like things just happen that you're just like, I can't make this up. Put those on social media. And there's so many times where it's like, and don't make it negative, by the way. That's a big side note, is some people will put their dirty laundry, but they never tie it together to find the good of how they laughed about it or how it makes them a better person or whatever. But like with this one, if you'll notice, like my son will not let us fix his hair. The oldest one there in the blue shirt won't let us fix his hair. And so we are at church, and I'm like a little bit annoyed by it and a little bit like embarrassed. And then my youngest son, he drools. Like I've never seen drool like this in my life. And he just drools all down his shirt. And you can see it in the picture, and he won't get rid of his passy. And so even though this was like a sweet little picture, like I gave the behind the scenes details of like, I'm a real mom just like you, who's just trying to get her kid to put his passy down for a second. And so give that stuff where people can connect like that. And then it's crazy like what you'll get back from that. Just moms being like, I had no idea. Like I struggle with this too, or I tried this or whatever. So there's that. And then Rachel, I guess you're the one screen sharing. So yeah. Okay. And then also I think painting a picture has helped me. So like when I get on other coaches' pages, because sometimes I do that, we all do that. I think we creep a little bit on other coaches and see what they're doing, but we don't let that blind us, right? So I noticed that the ones that I'm the most engaged with are the ones where they like lay out what their day looks like. So I do that. I paint a picture of what my day looks like sometimes. Like I just said, here's what I heard right before my team call. And, I explained a new nutrition course to my group. Like those are just technical details of my day, but I turned it into like, I kind of just painted a picture of what my day looks like. And so that way people can, when they read through that, they pick out little things that they want to ask questions about. And they may not, but the first time you message them, that's when they'll start asking you questions about who you are. Like they're connecting, even though they're not actually connecting with actual text messages or words. And so that's why you have to reach out to those people who are liking and commenting, especially the ones liking, because usually those are the people that are too timid to come out and say something to you, but they're obviously engaging. All right. This is how I have been doing it. And I'll just go out and say, I'm so bad at this. But this is once again, one of those things where I develop that conviction and I get to the other side of it, because I know not only will it develop me as a leader and just as a, human, but it will also make a difference in the lives of other people. So the first thing that I do, and this is very hard and I have to be very intentional, is I have to remember that I'm talking to real people who matter. And so like what Rachel said, I have done Go for No. I had the 100 no sheet. I've done the same thing. I've told my coaches to go for the same thing. I didn't really necessarily say cold invites, but I was just like, get in the mindset. No's make you grow. And they do. There's truth in that. But at the same time, like those are real people. They're not just little checkoff boxes of people who told you no. Like those are people with stories and hurts and pains and trials that they need to overcome. And that's where our heart has to be with this. So just to kind of give you like the quick 5-minute rundown of how I do things, I will find people that are my people. So the first thing that I do is I have accounts that I love following. I have public figures that I love following and whose, morals and everything else I agree with. And so like one of those is Jordan Lee Dooley. I don't know if you know the Soul Scripts girl. I love her. So I will go to her page, not her Soul Scripts page, but like her actual page. And I'll go to one of her posts that performed really well. And I will click on the people who liked it. And I will scroll through that list of people and I will find other women that I feel like I can connect with. And that's very easy to do because if we're both on Jordan Lee Dooley's page, we're obviously have the same convictions about life and faith and marriage and all of those things. I'm not saying you shouldn't connect with people that aren't your people, but it's just easier when they are. You know what I mean? So I do that with her. Joanna Gaines is one, although she has some weird people following her. I will say that. I don't know how she gets her followers, but some of them are very strange. So I've actually stopped with hers, but just find a public figure that you really jive with. She Reads Truth is one that I'm obsessed with. You can do, I'm sure ESV Bible probably has a page. I don't know. Just think about things you love. Think about authors you love, even if it's just like a fiction author. Think about like music artists that you love. Find those people, because if you go to their page and you like to follow them, the people that follow them are probably going to be your friends. That's just how that works. So go to their profiles. If they are private, I request to follow them. But if they are not private, if you can just go straight to their profile, you like a few things, you comment on something, and I do this personally, I will go ahead and send them a message like the first day. I don't think that's weird. I would not be weirded out if someone did that to me. If they were trying to engage authentically. So I'll just, send them a message like, here's the examples down here. I'm going to skip that first one because that's someone obviously. Girl, I loved your post about blank. What made you think of doing it that way? Or happy birthday. Like someone's like, it's my 23rd birthday or whatever. I'm like, happy birthday. Do you have any plans? Or how do you like to celebrate? This one has been getting me a ton of traction is, hey, what do you do? And usually I'll put something else in there. I'll just say, hey, I'll put my mission statement. I love encouraging other women to find their identity and love their identity in Christ. And so like, I just love to connect with them. What do you do? And that's like, at first I was like, that's so weird, but people love it. They love answering that question because that's part of what their identity is. We put our identities in our jobs sometimes. So they like to talk about that. And then that opens up so many doors. Like I'm an accountant. Well, what made you choose that? Oh, well, I liked this or whatever. And bonus, if they hate their job, they'll tell you pretty quick. And you can say, hey, well, I run this business. And lo and behold, it gives me freedom and I love it. So I think the what do you do question is really, really good for leading with the business. If you're seeing this profile and you think this person would be really, really good as a business builder. Another one is I just saw your engagement announcement. I just saw your baby announcement. Congratulations. And then ask a question. Always ask a question. And then I just love my favorite way to connect with people is through stories because there's so many more details in stories. On the Instagram feed, people like try to make it all perfect and filters and all that. But in stories, you can see the background of their living room where like things are just laying everywhere and, whatever. And you can say, oh my goodness, we use the same swaddle for our kid. Like, does he or she sleep through the night yet? You can start asking those like really not personal questions, but questions that moms are going to love to answer, just women are going to love to answer. And then my biggest thing with this is make sure you organize it or you will lose people. And I am not a fan of losing people because that communicates I don't care about them. Because I do care about them. And if I'm starting a conversation with them, like I want to be there to finish it. You know what I mean? Not just like finish it with a sale, but just like to be there for them and not like, because where they can see seen and then you never answer back and then suddenly you're just another person on their Instagram feed who connected and didn't connect real and didn't really care about them to come back and answer their question or whatever. So I make sure that I track so I can keep up with that. And also one thing before I go to this next part, one thing that I do is Well, shoot. I forgot. Go ahead. I'll go on to this. So I remember one time hearing a coach on one call or something who talked about, she was like, if you don't ask them, I will, and they'll be on my team. And I was like, oh, that's so true. But of course there wasn't like the spiritual anything behind that. It was just like, that's a good point. Like, there are other coaches out there who are willing to do what I'm not willing to do. And this past month, one of my friends, this is how all the good Bible studies start. One of my friends was like, hey, I'm going to read Esther. Do you want to read Esther with me? And I was like, sure. I just finished the study. I have nothing else up, lined up. Let's do it. So I read Esther, and I did it through She Reads Truth in the app. And I haven't read that book in 7 years, because the last time I read through Esther was when I read through the Bible. And so it's been a long time, and I'm in a very different stage of life than I was then. Married and with 2 kids and a job that I work from, like, just totally different from the life I thought I had planned. And so it hit me in completely different ways. And I realized that Esther isn't all she was cracked up to be in that sense. I thought she was just this amazing woman, which she is, don't get me wrong, but I have to tell this story so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. I just thought she was like this like leader of the faith, and look how valiant she was, and look what she did. And she is awesome. She followed through. But when Mordecai came up to her, which if you don't know the backstory, you don't remember, Mordecai is her uncle who raised her. She was an orphan, which, guys, goes to show you that God can use any tragedy in your life and still bring you out of that, and you can do amazing things. He will use your tragedy. But she was an orphan raised by her uncle. He found out that after she was in the palace and she was like the favorite bride of the king, he found out that all the Jews were going to be killed. That was their people. And so he came up to Esther and he was like, hey, you got to say something to the king, which I've always thought Mordecai was panicked because of the VeggieTales version, but Mordecai wasn't panicked. He was always just like, hey, I just need you to know that disaster is coming to the Jews. You need to go to the king and say something and stop this. And she said, oh, well, I can't. I have to wait 30 more days. And so in her mind, I'm just thinking, if I was Esther, in her mind, she's going, it's okay. I'm safe. I'm in the king's palace. I'm not going to put myself out there to where I could potentially be killed. I'm not going to put myself out there to save these other people. I'm not going to do it. So she kind of had the role switched. Like if she would have kept her mouth shut, she would have been fine in her mind. And no one would know anything different. Like, it's not her fault. Well, then Mordecai says, if you keep silent at this time, relief and deliverance will rise for you, or will rise for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have, I can't see that, come to the kingdom for such a time as this. So it like blew my mind that Mordecai basically said, we don't need you. We don't. Relief will come for the Jews. God's going to take care of it. But if you want to be honored and blessed in this, if you want to be a part of this redemption story, you better get your butt in there and talk to the king. Like, it was just such a moment of like, if I choose not to be used by God, I'm the only one that misses out. These people that I was going to reach out to and tell them about this health and fitness and mindset that we have, they're going to get it if that's what God intends for them. Relief and deliverance will come for these people, but my house will perish in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, my business will perish. My joy will perish. All of those blessings, it will perish. And so it just blew my mind that God will reach those people that you were supposed to send an invite to and supposed to connect with, as long as you're doing it real and genuinely and out of love. He'll do that, and you get to choose whether you want to be a part of that blessing or not. So there's that. That was my epiphany for the month. It blew my mind. So I'll let Rachel finish up, because I love what she says too here at the end.
Yeah. So, and I just wanted to say this takes practice. Like, I mean, when I'm like fist pumping over here over what you just said. That was stinking awesome. Thank you so much for saying that and sharing that. But yeah, it takes practice. Like, it takes practice. I was telling my Friday Fight girls yesterday that I watched this movie on Netflix the other day, totally not anything like related to business or faith or fitness or anything, but There's this girl who wanted to write this article. She dreamed of being a sports writer for forever, but she never just bit the bullet and wrote her first article. Well, when she finally sits down to do it, it's really bad. Like, it's really, really bad. And she's like, I stink. I can't do this. She's telling her best friend. And her best friend, she's like, the girl wants to like give up. And her best friend like ends up hitting her over the head with a pillow, which is kind of funny. And she's like, it is bad. She's like, so just write a bad article and then go back and make it better. And then the next article you write will probably be bad, but it'll be a little bit better. And just do it again and just keep doing it. So like, that's what I think, that the people that quit this business or just let this fear of inviting overtake them are the people who aren't willing to be bad at it first. And you've got to be bad at it first before you can become good. And I just love Galatians 6:9. Like, this verse has been honestly on my heart all year in regards to what we do. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And I see what we do as good. Like Lauren said, if we do it with a genuine heart, if we do it with the purpose of helping people, what we are doing is good, you guys. And it takes work. It takes practice. It takes being willing to be the person that's going to be used, like she said. But it is so, so worth it. And so like, I love how you presented that. So that is what we have. So do you guys have any questions for us about anything that we said, shared, or even do you want to add anything to it? Like, some of you guys are good at inviting, or you have been doing it long enough that you feel more confident in it. Do you want to share how you've become more confident in doing this yourself with us? Because I'd love to hear from you guys. Hey, don't let me forget before we get off to take a picture. Okay. Does anybody want to say anything? Add to that, share, have thoughts? Y'all are all so pretty. Let's see, y'all. Hold on just a second. All right. So nothing? Nobody? Okay. You have to go back and watch the beginning to see how I got this gash on my forehead. It's a very good story. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to take a picture, and then I'll send it to Lauren, and I'll drop it in our team page too, all right? Y'all have a great Saturday. I am so serious when I say go hit Success Club today. Like, I know it's Labor Day weekend, and I know people will be checked out, but I know you've been talking to people, and I saw y'all hustling this last week. Like, follow up, keep that momentum going. And even if you don't hit Success Club today, which I know you can, you put 2 points on the board, that's a confidence booster. That is one of the reasons I hit Success Club early, because I can't have it hanging over my head. It affects everything else that I do. So, like, that is how I roll. I have to. But we believe in you guys. I'm proud of you guys. I'm excited to do this together, and let's just go crush those goals. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a picture. Everybody smile really big. Okay. I got it. All right, you guys. Bye.